The theater is unusually quiet, the kind of silence that feels heavy, almost sacred. Bright stage lights wash over the massive America's Got Talent logo as the audience settles into their seats, unaware that they are about to witness a moment that will stay with them long after the night ends. Backstage, a young Filipino boy stands alone, his small frame almost swallowed by the size of the arena. He takes a deep breath, closes his eyes, and whispers a silent prayer. For him, this stage is not just a platform. It is a doorway to a dream that once felt impossible. The host calls his name. The boy steps forward. As he walks onto the stage, the cameras zoom in. His shoes are worn. His clothes are simple, carefully pressed but clearly not new. Yet there is something in his eyes, a quiet determination mixed with nervous fear. The crowd offers polite applause, but curiosity hangs in the air. Many have seen children perform before. Many have heard emotional stories. But something about this moment feels different. Simon Cowell sits back in his chair, arms crossed, expression unreadable. He has seen thousands of auditions. He has heard dreams rise and fall in minutes. The other judges exchange brief glances, unsure of what to expect. The boy reaches the center of the stage and stands still, gripping the microphone with both hands. His fingers tremble slightly. "Hello," he says softly. His voice echoes through the massive theater. The host smiles warmly and asks his name, his age, and where he's from. When he answers, a gentle accent reveals his roots, the Philippines. The audience responds with a soft, supportive murmur. The host asks why he came to America's Got Talent. The boy hesitates. His eyes drop to the floor. This is the hardest part. He begins to speak, slowly at first, then with growing emotion. He talks about his family, about growing up in a small home where dreams were bigger than resources, about helping his parents whenever he could, about nights when electricity was unreliable, but songs still filled the air. Music, he explains, was the only thing that made everything feel okay. As he speaks, the mood in the room shifts. The audience listens closely now. No phones, no whispers, just attention. He tells them that singing helped him forget hunger, that it helped him forget fear, that when life felt overwhelming, music became his safe place. His voice cracks slightly as he talks about watching performances on a small screen, dreaming that one day he would stand where he is standing now. The camera cuts to the judges. One judge nods gently, already touched. Another presses their lips together, sensing the weight of the moment. Simon's posture changes. He leans forward slightly, eyes locked on the boy. This is no longer a routine introduction. The host asks one final question. What would it mean to you if your dream came true tonight? The boy swallows hard. He takes a breath. Then he answers. He says that this moment is not just for him. It's for his family, for his parents who sacrificed everything, for the people back home who believe in him. He says he wants to prove that where you come from doesn't define how far you can go. His hands shake now, but his voice is strong. The audience begins to clap softly, not in celebration, but in encouragement. The boy wipes his eyes quickly, embarrassed but determined. He straightens his shoulders. He nods to the band. The microphone feels heavy in his hands, but his heart feels ready. The lights dim slightly. The music cue begins. But before he sings a single note, something important has already happened. The room believes in him. In this quiet moment, before the song, before the tears, before the golden buzzer, a dream that once lived in silence has finally been heard. The boy stands alone under the lights, carrying the hopes of his past and the possibility of his future. And as the first note approaches, one truth becomes clear. This is not just an audition. This is the beginning of a life-changing story. The first note floats into the air so softly that it almost disappears into the silence. For a brief moment, it feels as if the entire theater is holding its breath. The young Filipino boy stands motionless at center stage, eyes closed, microphone steady in his hands. His voice trembles just slightly, not from weakness, but from the weight of the moment. Then the second note comes, stronger, clearer, and suddenly something changes. The sound that fills the room does not belong to a child. It carries depth, pain, and a maturity that feels impossible for someone so young. The audience leans forward instinctively, drawn in by a voice that seems to carry a lifetime of emotion. Every word is sung with purpose, as if each lyric holds a memory too heavy to keep inside. The camera cuts to the judges. One judge's eyebrows rise in surprise. Another's hand slowly moves to their chests. Simon Cowell's expression tightens, not in criticism, but in disbelief. He has heard powerful voices before, but this feels different. This feels real. As the melody continues, the boy opens his eyes. They shine under the stage lights, filled with a mixture of vulnerability and courage. His voice grows louder, more confident, and the fear that once clung to him begins to fade. With every line, he seems to stand taller, as if the song itself is giving him strength. The band follows carefully, aware that they are supporting something special. The lyrics speak of struggle, of hope, of dreams that refuse to die. And though the words may be familiar, the way he sings them makes them feel brand new. The emotion in his voice cuts through the theater, reaching places that technical perfection never could. In the audience, tears begin to fall. A woman in the front row presses her hand over her mouth. A man shakes his head slowly, as if trying to understand how such a voice could come from such a small body. Phones remain lowered. No one wants to miss even a second. Backstage, crew members pause their work. Camera operators forget to adjust their angles. For these few minutes, everyone is no longer working. They are listening. The boy reaches the chorus. This is where everything breaks open. His voice soars, filling every corner of the room. It is powerful but controlled, emotional yet precise. The note lingers in the air, vibrating through the walls, settling deep into the hearts of everyone present. One judge wipes away a tear. Another closes their eyes, overwhelmed. Simon leans forward now, elbows on his knees, completely focused. His usual skepticism is gone. In its place is respect. This is not just talent. This is storytelling through sound. As the song continues, the boy's confidence grows. He moves slightly with the rhythm, no longer frozen by nerves. The microphone is no longer heavy. It is an extension of his soul. Every breath, every pause, every rise and fall feels intentional, as if he has lived this song rather than learned it. The audience begins to feel it too. A few people quietly whisper, "Wow." Others shake their heads in disbelief. Tears stream freely now, unashamed. The emotional wall between performer and listener has completely disappeared. Halfway through the song, the music softens. The boy lowers his voice again, almost to a whisper. The contrast is breathtaking. His control is remarkable, his emotion undeniable. It is in this quiet moment that the pain in his voice becomes most clear. Not dramatic, not forced, but honest. The judges are no longer evaluating, they are experiencing. The final chorus approaches. The lights intensify slightly, casting a golden glow around the boy. He takes a deep breath, eyes closed once more, and delivers the final lines with everything he has left. His voice cracks, just for a moment, and instead of ruining the performance, it makes it unforgettable. It sounds human. It sounds real. As the final note fades, it hangs in the air like a heartbeat refusing to stop. The band cuts out completely. The boy lowers the microphone slowly, chest rising and falling as he tries to catch his breath. For 1 second, 2 seconds, the room is silent. Then the audience explodes. A standing ovation erupts from every direction. People rise to their feet, clapping, cheering, crying. The boy's eyes widen in shock. He hadn't expected this. His hands shake again, but this time it's from emotion, not fear. The judges stand as well. One judge places both hands over their face, overwhelmed. Another smiles through tears. Simon Cowell stands last, and when he does, it means everything. The boy looks around the theater, trying to understand what is happening. His lips tremble, tears spill down his cheeks. He bows his head slightly, whispering thank you again and again. In this moment, before any words are spoken, one truth is clear. This performance has changed something, not just for the boy, but for everyone who heard him. And as the applause continues to roar, the judges prepare to speak, unaware that what comes next will turn this emotional moment into history. It rolls through the theater like thunder, crashing against the stage in waves of sound and emotion. The young Filipino boy stands frozen beneath the lights, unsure whether to smile or cry, his chest still rising and falling from the final note he poured his soul into. Tears streak down his cheeks, and he makes no effort to wipe them away. In this moment, they are part of the story. The judges remain standing. The audience remains standing. The world, for just a second, seems to stand still. Simon Cowell is the first to speak. He steps forward slightly, his face unusually soft, his voice calmer than usual. He tells the boy that performances like this are the reason the show exists. He admits that he didn't know what to expect when the boy walked out. But what he heard was something rare, something honest, something unforgettable. The boy nods silently, overwhelmed, barely able to breathe through the emotion. Another judge takes the microphone. Their voice trembles as they describe how the performance didn't just sound beautiful, it felt real. They say they could hear the boy's life in every note. They confess that they forgot they were judging and simply listened as a human being. The audience responds with loud applause, agreeing with every word. A third judge speaks next, wiping tears from their eyes. They talk about courage, about standing on a stage in a foreign country, carrying the weight of family, dreams, and fear, and still delivering something this powerful. They tell the boy that no matter what happens next, he has already won something far more important. The boy covers his mouth with both hands. His shoulders shake. He is crying now, not softly, but openly. The kind of crying that comes when something you never thought possible suddenly becomes real. The host steps closer, placing a comforting hand on his back, giving him a moment to breathe. Then everything changes. One judge looks at the others. They exchange a glance, a silent conversation filled with understanding. The audience senses it too. A ripple of anticipation spreads through the room. Whispers grow louder. People lean forward, eyes locked on the judge's desk. Simon slowly turns his head toward the golden buzzer. The golden button glows under the lights. The boy notices it for the first time. His eyes widen. Time seems to slow. The judge stands. The music builds softly in the background, a gentle rise that mirrors the pounding of the boy's heart. He shakes his head slightly, as if telling himself not to hope too much. His hands tremble again, just like they did before he sang. But now the fear has transformed into something else. Hope.